Hello and welcome back to everyone on the Football Zone and to a midweek reviewing the Champions League games and a weekend preview. And yeah, let's get straight into it with a dramatic Champions League night at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Copenhagen 0, and who'd have thought it? Harry Maguire in the 72nd minute getting the winner, and Onana saving a 97th minute penalty from Lars and seal the win. Absolutely incredible. The two people with tough spells so far at United, and yeah, got them over the line. A dramatic night. United still not at their best. We know they can be better, but I think they deserve a win. And yeah, 2 unlikely heroes, but really hope they can kick on from here. But moving on into Sevilla 1, Arsenal 2 at Sevilla, and yeah, Martinelli and Jesus with 2 goals to put the team up, and yeah, Sevilla pulled one back with about half hour left, but in the end Arsenal saw it through, and yeah, in the end a pretty comfortable win for Arsenal. They'll be absolutely delighted with that. I think, yeah, big win for them. Obviously, after the defeat to Lens last time out, that's a big win for them. And yeah, puts them on course to advance in this group. So they'll be delighted with that. And yeah, just gives them some crucial momentum. Moving on into Wednesday's Champions League games, starting off with Newcastle 0, Dortmund 1. And yeah, it was the match just before half-time that gave them the lead. And yeah, Dortmund, I'd say, probably just about edged it. Newcastle did have a couple of chances, hit the woodwork a few times, etc., etc., but in the end just couldn't quite get that goal. But, you know, I thought on the whole it was a really, really exciting, good game. Newcastle may consider them being a bit fortunate, but I think, yeah, it could have gone either way. Maybe Dortmund just edged it, but yeah, massive win for them. But for Newcastle, still good chance of qualifying. But moving on into Young Boys 1, Man City 3 at the Young Boys in Switzerland, and yeah, it was Akanji who made it 1-0. Aida made it 1-1 before Haaland with a brace made it 3-1. Alvarez also had a goal as well. But for Man City, yeah, I think really just about getting their Champions League back on track. Not that it's ever been off track, but just keeping it on track even. And in a dominant position, and yeah, will advance pretty easily, it looks like, into knockouts. But moving on into the Premier League, and starting off on Friday with Palace against Tottenham. And yeah, a really intriguing game. Palace obviously 4-0 defeats Newcastle last night, only one win in their last 5. They're not maybe in the best of form, but Tottenham, we know how well they're going, how well they've been going. So yeah, I think it will be a tough one for Palace on Friday night, London derby. You never know, it could be a tough one, but I'm going to say it will be 2-0 to Spurs, so I think they'll have enough. Moving on into Chelsea as they take on Brentford at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea seems to be gaining some momentum at the moment, which is a positive sign for them, but you wonder if they will be affected by bossing that 2-0 lead to Arsenal. But Brentford, yeah, big win over Burnley, because of course they haven't had the ideal start of the season, so they'll be looking to kick on. So yeah, it's an interesting game between two teams, maybe a bit of a crossroads, and yeah, one that you kind of feel could go either way, but I think Chelsea, especially at home, will go into this one as favourites. They seem to turn the corner around the potch, and I'm going to say they'll pick up a comfortable win. I'm going to say 2-0 to Chelsea. Moving on into Bournemouth as they take on Burnley, and there were rumours earlier in the week that the Bournemouth manager may be removed from his role by the time this game rolled around. But yeah, it seems like they're inaccurate. Despite 4 losses in the last 5 and 4 losses in a row in the Premiership, he will be there. But yeah, Burnley also lost 2 games in a row coming into this one. So yeah, he needs to turn around in form as well. Vincent Kompany, it's not been the start of the season either team wanted. So yeah, I think most not least for both of these games, but I think both teams are targeting a win. But I just can see this being a bit of a ball draw. Moving on into Arsenal as they take on Sheffield United at the Emirates. And yeah, Arsenal, I think big win against Sevilla obviously in the week, and yeah, coming back from that 2-goal deficit against Chelsea, they'll be coming into this one full of confidence, I have to say. So yeah, against the Sheffield United side that has been really struggling quite a bit in the Premier League, and yeah, pressure is really going on Paul Heckingbottom. I can only see it going one way, and that is going to be a comfortable home victory. Moving on into Wolves as they take on Newcastle in the late game on Saturday, and yeah, Wolves coming into this one, big win over Bournemouth last time out, on a bit of a roll, 3 unbeaten. Now looking really, really good against Newcastle side. Obviously disappointing loss to Dortmund last time out, but I think still in a good little flow. Comfortable win last time out in the Premier League, and yeah, I think if they're at their best, we'll have enough for Wolves. But you've seen Wolves can really mix it up against the top teams. We've seen that in the last few weeks. So I'm going to say Newcastle will just edge it, but I'm expecting a really close game. Moving on into West Ham as they take on Everton, and yeah, obviously an emotional day for Everton, their first game since the passing of Bill Kenwright. So yeah, we're looking to pay respects for him White here against West Ham, who bit of a disappointing last few games after a great start to the season. They'll be looking to bounce back from that. Everton a bit inconsistent. So yeah, it's a hard one to call, but I think West Ham, Everton's still a weaker side. And yeah, they'll be looking to get back on track here. I'm going to say West Ham will get the win. I'm going to say they will do it. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on into Aston Villa against Luton at Villa Park. And yeah, Villa coming into this one. I think we've seen what they can do to teams at Villa Park this season, so they'll be going to this one full of confidence. Luton, they've picked up some decent results over the last few weeks, and I think they'll be relatively pleased with their start to the season, put it that way. So yeah, they'll be confident going into this one, but I'm going to say Villa, we've seen what they've done to teams at home. I think it could be a comfortable home win, and yeah, Luton may need to keep the score down here. Moving on into Brighton as they take on Fulham at the Amex, and yeah, Brighton coming into this one, I don't know, they'll be feeling as if there's a big opportunity to get 3 points here. Fulham, weren't at their best against Tottenham, but I think Brighton, just consistency more than anything this season. They've put some good results, but it also does feel like they've had their off days as well. So we're looking to just get more consistency. But I think they've had a decent start to the season. I think, they'll be backing themselves to win this one. I'm going to say it'll be 2-1 to Brighton. Moving on into Liverpool as they take on Forest at Anfield. And yeah, Liverpool coming into this one, I think they'll be feeling pretty optimistic of claiming 3 points here. It's been a really solid, decent start to the season, I would say, for Jurgen Klopp's men so far this season. Obviously, win over Everton last time out. Against the Forest side, who, they've only one loss in the last 5, but they're winless in it, so lots of draws. I think they definitely take a draw here, but I think Liverpool, just going forward, will have more too-much strength for them. Moving on into Manchester United as they take on Man City at Old Trafford. And again, I'm really looking forward to. Manchester United have shown signs of improving despite a tough start to the season under Erik ten Hag, but Man City as well. We've seen what they can do, and we know what they're all about. And defeating them will be a very, very tough task. You feel so. I think Man City will be creating confidence going into this one. I still think we haven't seen Man United at the best. I don't think City will have too much for them. But anyway, guys, that's it. Really, thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe. Next week's going to be daily football news and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.